Hello from gardening at Douentza here in Ireland. It's September now, so I'm going to give a little update on the orchids I have in spike at the moment that aren't cattleyas. So when I came back from holidays, there were a number of Oncidiums in spike, and I'll just run through them with you here. The first one here on the right is well, it's a Miltonia actually, it's not an Oncidium at all, and I've got 5 flower spikes on this. See here? Now there's nothing new about this. This flowered profusely for me last year. I'll put a link to the video where I showed it last year, and it's a real beauty. But I made a little mistake with it when I potted it on this year. I haven't divided this, it was just potted on, and I'll turn it around so we can see. When I potted it on, I forgot to put enough sphagnum in to the mix, so I ended up with the concertina leaves, typical of a plant that isn't getting enough moisture. Now I only water my plants once a week, so I have to address the medium, get the medium right so that the plant can last that long. So I repotted the plant and it's been okay ever since, but basically I was lucky to not lose this spike because of this concertina effect, and since I repotted, the rest has been fine. So we can look forward to these 5 spikes in flower soon, and there are lots more pseudobulbs that haven't thrown up spikes yet, but I expect they will soon. And the next plant I want to show you is Oncidium sotoanum. Now I featured this last year as well when it was in flower. It's got 9 spikes so far this year. I didn't pot it on at all this year. I just put it back in the same pot but with fresh mix, and it seems to be doing really well. So dead chuffed about that. This one's a gem. In front we have a little Paphiopedilum that I don't think I've shown you before, but look at the bud there. Now this is henryanum, a species one, but quite an easy species one. And I think before I started YouTubing last November, this had actually flowered and had gone, so I missed featuring it at all. But I've had that for a little while, and it's a good one. So these 3, there's nothing new about them. But moving over to here, this plant here, which is in spike, is new. And this is the Miltassia or Bratonia dark star that I got in a trade with a gentleman I met on an orchid forum in England, and I'm very pleased that it's in flower. It's going to flower for me already. Seems to be doing really well, so delighted to see what that one looks like. And then on this table we also have the Masdevallia that I mentioned briefly before. Now I'm absolutely delighted that I'm managing to get this one into flower. This flower isn't quite open yet, but there are another 2 buds coming. At least another 2 buds to come. And I found this quite an easy one. Now when I get it all into flower, I'll probably do a video with a bit more information about it. But I wouldn't be afraid to try Masdevallia again, because that seems quite an easy one as far as I'm concerned. There's another spike there. Lovely. So look at this, I have a Neofinetia. I was going to buy one, but when I visited my friend Liga to make that, remember the video I put up a while ago about Liga's Pelargonium Castle? Well, while I was there, she gave me this Neofinetia that it was a pup, I think, from one that she had. So I'm absolutely delighted. Now, what she said to me was that you will not find the name of it, and we found the name of it. Basically, Liga had been given a Korean name for this Japanese orchid, and she couldn't find it in Google or anywhere else. But when we looked again now, we found the Japanese version, which is Eboshimaru. So we found a table somewhere that mapped the Korean names to the Japanese names. So, right, there we go. I have a Neofinetia. Now I'm going to have to pot that in a nice pot, do the whole Japanese thing, but that's a story for another day. So the last thing I want to show you are these 2 plants. Now I said this video wasn't going to be about cattleyas, but I thought I'd give you just a little update on the cattleyas that I showed you in the greenhouse video that had some damage when I came back from holiday. And this is CG Roebling. And if you look in closely here on the leaf, you can see markings there. Now, I don't know what this is, but of course the fear is going to be Cymbidium virus or some kind of cattleya virus, which is bad news. So this plant is in isolation at the moment, but I'm hoping that's not the case, and because this is my favourite plant, let's just say, so that's really bad news. We'll play it by ear. And the other plant over here, the Cattleya mossiae that I also showed in that video, and do you remember I said there was a leaf with a bit of sunburn? Well, it wasn't sunburn at all. I'm just trying to find where it is now. It was a rot. And oh yeah, here we go. It was a rot. And I sterilised the scissors and cut off the rot, and then I came back the next day and it actually progressed a bit further down. So this time I cut down a good bit further and put cinnamon on it, and so far so good. So I think this one has stopped, because I'd hate to lose this. Look how many sheets I have this year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure how many. Gorgeous load of sheets, and it's the first flowering for me as well. This plant was featured in the video about the ones that should have flowered and didn't, so I would like to actually see it flower in the end after all that. So that's it for my September spike update. Please do subscribe and check back in to see all of these in flower soon, and to hear about more spikes, which I'm sure to have along the way. Loads of cattleyas in spike, but that's a video for another day. Thanks very much for watching. Bye now.